What's up, Steven? I know I haven't been hitting y'all with a lot of vlogs lately because I've been trying to figure out how this thing works. I'm able to shoot videos on it and do all that stuff, but I'm trying to edit them the way I've been editing, and it's just coming out. It's just becoming more of a task that I'm up for. But until I figure out exactly how to do it in a time, in a nice amount of time, I'm gonna be just videotaping vlogs and a couple other things with the phone. I will be upgrading my phone so at least the camera's better, but I need to be able to record, edit it real quick, upload to YouTube, post on Steemit. That's how I want it to go. I don't want it to be record, then transfer the file to the computer, then after I transfer the file to the computer, I have to convert these files from the MP4 to AVI or whatever the fuck, and all shit that I never knew before, And then after I convert that, I have to edit each clip and, arrange them how I want them arranged. And then after that, I have to export it, and that takes a long time. And then after I export it, I have to upload it to YouTube, which is probably the fastest part of the whole process. It's part of the whole process, man. And like right now, you guys really liked that cooking show. So I was like, you know what? Let me shoot this cooking show with the GoPro. I have it right now upstairs in the laptop. But guess what? After I did that whole long process, it came out with no sound. So it's like, what the fuck? After I spent almost 2 hours. That's a long time for me to be trying to do something and then for it not to even work. So the learning curve on this GoPro's, it's gonna take longer than what I thought. Maybe I jumped the gun a little bit, but I just want to give you guys good content. If I had somebody that I watched on YouTube or Steemit, I would want to watch them in high definition, 1280p or 720 at least. With these videos, I don't know how it looks on your guys' end, because it's always going to look better on this computer, on this phone. In other news, I think today's my 7th day of receiving payouts, or tomorrow. And Steambucks is up, but Steam is higher than Steambucks, so it kind of makes me think like, should I be holding all this shit in Steambucks or in Steam? I'm not sure what I should do, but right now I got to sit in Steambucks, and today or tomorrow I'm gonna be doing my first transfer. I'm gonna videotape all of it. Then I'll be doing. I'm trying to find somebody over here on Local Bitcoins to sell the Bitcoin to once I change the SBD to Bitcoin. But this person only does large transactions, and I understand it because I live in New York, and they got that Bitstamp license or whatever the hell that whole crazy ordeal is, and he just wants to make it worth his time. I understand him, but in the same breath, he just finished telling me that there's hardly nobody out here doing. Because I asked him, I said, well, do you know anybody else I can, sell about $100, $200 worth of Bitcoin? He doesn't know anybody. He says there's an ATM in Erie, Pennsylvania, which is okay because I work out there sometimes. There's a Wegmans out there that we do. We do a Wegmans. We do all the Wegmans in the area. And it's kind of frustrating because I don't really want to go through Coinbase right now. I just don't. You know, their fees are kind of a little bit high, but it's not because of the fees. It's because they're linked to the IRS. And right now, at this particular moment, I want to keep all the money that I get that's not from my job under the radar, just for now, because you know I gotta flow with it. You know, I gotta see how this thing flows, and I have my own personal circumstances. You know, I have. Well, basically, listen, man. My son is autistic. He's 4 years old, Mason. He still don't talk. It's been an uphill battle, you know. It's been a real uphill battle with him, and it takes a toll. It takes a toll on you, man, when you have a child with disabilities. I don't like to look at him like he got a disability, because I treat him, you know, like he's a regular kid. But I know that, you know, there's certain things that he doesn't know how to do yet. But it's kind of hard doing all this shit, you know, and having the government all under your face and in your nose, you know, all in your business, you know. You gotta call them every time you switch cars. That's because my son is disabled, so he's on Social Security. For those of you out there who have a child who's disabled, yeah, you guys could probably sympathize with me, and you guys know. Some people, I've heard some people describe autism as like some, you just gotta teach that kid or this and this and that. Well, listen, man, I have 3 children, okay, and I know that autism is real, and you know, my son definitely suffers from some form of it. My son, he's been struggling with this for a while. And, you know, he, for those of you who got kids, can you imagine not ever hearing your son say, or your daughter say, I love you? Or even hear your daughter, you know, come up to you and beg you for some ice cream or some shit. Got a little do this, so I don't know how much time I got on this phone left, so gotta use this grinder. But some of you are probably saying, I can never imagine that. Well, that's the reality that I live in, and many, many, many other families in America. Not only in America, you know, all over the world. And believe me when I say it is not easy. You know, it's hard. And it's the hardest on my girl, you know, because my girl, she's a stay-at-home mom, you know. I go get the bread. So it's not easy dealing with my son, because if it wasn't for the fact that we've raised him since baby, you know, we've had him all his life basically, you know, duh, he's our kid, right? But we wouldn't know how to deal with him if he was just a kid we were babysitting, which is why we don't let nobody babysit our son. There's only select few who know about my son, who know that my son is autistic and has a couple problems. Those are the people that we allow to take care of our son, because we live in a crazy day and age, man. And if your son can't talk and can't tell you, Daddy, Mommy, this person did this to me or this person did that to me, then you know, you're just flying blind. And I don't like to fly blind, man. Me, you know, I like to make sure that my son is okay at all times. You know, we're trying to change that. You know, we're trying to be more open and go out more. But, you know, sometimes the stress eats away. You know, I feel more for my girl because she she's dealing with it 24/7. You know, she's the one that goes to all the doctor's appointments and the counseling and the specialist, the therapist. Like, my son goes through a lot. But when you refuse to look at my son, like, just looking at him without knowing that he didn't talk or nothing, you would think he was a normal kid. Once you spend some time with him, you'll be like, all right, you know, there's something. If you was to meet him, you would think he's a happy, normal kid. And he is, for the most part, pretty happy, you know. Even though he has learning problems and shit like that, he's pretty smart, though. Like, you would think for a child that don't know how to talk, for a child that, you know, has those type of emotional and social problems and stuff like that, you know, you would think that he wouldn't even know how to use an iPad or anything. My son knows how to use the iPad better than me. Straight up. I'm not even lying to you. I am not lying to you. You know, and it surprises me how smart he is. Maybe one day I'll let you guys have seen him. For those of you who have been watching all of my videos, and thank you for that, to all my faithful followers who don't just follow me just because I like your comments, or, you know, because I try to upvote everybody's comment, you know, trying to, you know, show people that I am actively participating in this platform. But for those of you that have been watching all my videos, and I kind of know a couple offhand, you know, you guys have seen them already. I bet you none of you thought that he couldn't talk. But for those of you out there who have a child who's autistic, not even just autistic, because autistic children, and there's other types of developmental delays that children face, are very similar to autistic children. And if anybody ever needs some type of advice, even if you just want to talk, or you just found out, because it wasn't the scariest for me and my girl, because we already knew that our son was autistic. But there are many parents who find out out of nowhere. And this mainly happens to brand new parents, people that never had children before, because they don't really know what to look out for at what ages. And it usually happens. Doctors can't really tell your child is autistic usually until like the age of 2. And that's why most new parents have never had children before. Oh snap. My little stand is fucking up. They find it as a surprise. And it's shocking. And most men live in denial and never fully admit, what the fuck? Who the fuck is cutting my yard? Oh, it's next door. Hold on 1 second. So like I said, for those of you that would like to get in contact with me and ask me for any type of, I'm not an expert in this field. I can just go by off my experiences. I also have other family members that have autism, and their kids are older than mine, so I look to them for advice, and it's usually pretty good, you know, to be able to talk to somebody who's going through the same thing you're going through. And I have faith that one day my son will be able to talk, and he'll be able to handle everything, everyday life. You know, it's one of my biggest fears that he won't be able to do that. But if anybody, you know, just send me a message, and maybe we can have set up a private chat on Facebook, or hey, if you guys want to chat with me live, you know, I don't have Skype, but I can get it. You know, it's just not, it's a matter of downloading an app. But if you guys have any type of questions, and or you're just stressed out, or you just found out that your child is autistic, I'm here for you, man, because I know exactly how painful it is to even think about things like that. And if you are going through that right now, my heart goes out to you and your family and your child, because I know exactly how hard it is. It's really, really hard, man. Like, some people say, oh, my kid is bad and he's so disrespectful, he, you know, this, that. Man, I wish my son behaved bad and talked back to me. Right now, at this moment, I wish. Because at least I know I'd be able to talk to him, and I know what's going on in his head. And right now, it's just like, it's almost like a guessing game. You know, we got to try to figure out. And if we're wrong, and we don't know what he wants at the time, because it does happen every once in a while. We're pretty good with that, me and especially my girl. We're pretty good to know what he wants when he wants it. But there's times, man, he just has these little meltdowns, and it breaks my heart, you know, because I can't figure out what it is that he wants. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, for those of you who are in my situation and need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. Even if you're not in my situation, I'm a pretty open person. You guys could look at all my posts. I try to get back to every comment. You know, I'm not just here to make posts and make money. I'm actually here to make real friends, because I know there's real people on the other sides of each one of those comments, you know. I've already made a couple really good friends, you know. I know us as grown-ups, we tend to use, I mean, the word friend usually gets used very loosely, but I can honestly say that I know of at least 3 guys on here who I feel like they got my back 100%, you know. And I'll say their names, you know: Craig Grant, Lucan Sawyer. I hope I said your name right, homie. The Joe Files. There's a couple other people. The Prophet. Craig's wife always likes my videos and comments too, because it like I said before, man, I would rather see somebody comment on my shit, you know, because it lets me know that you watched the video and you want to watch more. But when I post something and I got 10 upvotes and 0 comments, it almost feels fake. It almost feels like they're just upvoting it, you know? I don't upvote somebody's shit unless I comment on it. The only person's stuff that I've ever upvoted without watching first has been Craig Grant, because I know he always puts out good shit, you know? And I'll usually do that, like if I'm at work and I don't have time to sit and watch the video, I'll like it and re-steam it so that I can go back to it, you know? But let's get more engaged, people, man. You know, start talking to the people that you follow. You know, I talk to the people I follow, especially my favorite ones. But I'm gonna finish smoking this blunt. You guys have a very steamful day. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Steam on, baby!